Lewis, P3. What an entertainment from you in the first few laps. Great start again, and then the battle, turn 1, 2, 3, amazing.
Yeah, mega job. Ni hao. It's amazing a big thank you to the team for us to be able to be in this position fighting with the Mercedes at the front. It was a close battle at the beginning there. Speed on the straights just a little bit too much at the moment, but I think I put up a good fight, but I killed my left tire, so I wasn't able to hold on to position.
Yeah, I see you standing here with a smile. How much nicer are these cars to drive? How much better do they suit your driving style this year?
I don't know. I feel it's just a much better car that we've designed, and we've been a part of developing it. So definitely a lot happier in it. And of course, I was in the lead at one point, so to finish third is not the greatest, but I will try harder again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here in Shanghai, those look like a very dicey first few laps again.
Again, yeah, I just spoke with Charles, and actually this is pretty fun in the end. So a lot of strategy at play, and how you do the overtakes is not easy. I hope it was a fun race to watch. Usually the sprint races are pretty boring, and then I got everything under control, safety car. But yeah, really happy to get the win.
Yeah, you say it's not easy. From the outside, it obviously looks very easy, but can you describe how difficult is it from in the car for you? You feel a lot of wind here as well, for example?
Yeah, I mean, it's really windy at the moment. It's not easy because this first corner is so long, and it only takes one lap of pushing too much and you can destroy your front left tire. So it was just sort of managing, and especially when we were battling, Lewis did an amazing job in the early laps. He caught me off guard, but 20 years experience. So that's, I've still got a little bit to learn there.
Can we expect more from you in qualifying and tomorrow?
I mean, I hope we can bring more, but yesterday was a really great day. Ferrari again seemed to be offset in qualifying, but really close to us in race pace. So ultimately, we probably need to find a bit of improvement for the race.
Good, thank you. Good luck. Charles, from P6 to P2, what a race. There's been said about energy management, but I think you early recognized left front was critical here, because we saw you managing in the beginning.
Yeah, I was managing quite a bit, but I'm pretty happy with the race. I think the pace was quite strong. We had a bit of fighting, which made me lose time maybe to George, and then it was difficult to catch up. But it's good to see that at least our race pace is more similar to the Mercedes than our qualifying pace. And pretty happy with.
On the restart, exit P14, the hairpin. What happened?
Well, I think the tires were a little bit colder than what I expected. I saw George actually having a snap, and I was like, okay, this is probably my opportunity to take the lead. So I tried to go a bit more aggressive on throttle, but I had the same rear grip as George, so I nearly lost it. But luckily, didn't completely lose it. And then also the last corner was very poor grip.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Lewis Hamilton are disappointed in FIA if Mercedes compression ratio behind Melbourne speed. Mercedes stunned rivals with its one-lap performance at the Australian Grand Prix, displaying a 0.8-second advantage over its closest challengers. Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton said he hopes that the compression ratio saga, which Mercedes found its name attached to in pre-season, is not the root cause of that Mercedes' advantage over one lap. If so, Hamilton fears the damage done before the new hot engine test comes into force could be significant. Mercedes stormed to a front-row lockout at the season opener in Melbourne, with George Russell on pole ahead of Kimi Antonelli. Ferrari grew more competitive on race day, but could not prevent a Mercedes 1-2, as Charles Leclerc narrowly saw off Hamilton to complete the Melbourne podium. All eyes will soon turn to China to find out whether Mercedes can replicate that advantage that it had in qualifying trim. Red Bull's Isaac Hadjar qualified third in Melbourne, but was just under 0.8 slower than Russell. Leclerc was just the other side of that deficit. I don't understand it exactly, Hamilton said of Mercedes' one-lap heroics, as he spoke with We and other accredited media. Yeah, they didn't show that they could turn it up in testing, and now they've got this extra power from somewhere, and we need to understand what that is. I hope it's not this compression ratio thing. What Hamilton refers to is a major talking point of the pre-season. Initial reports pointed to Mercedes and Red Bull powertrains as the manufacturers who had found a loophole in the new engine regulations, one which allowed them to increase the newly lowered 16.1 engine compression ratio when running hot. Mercedes eventually found itself isolated against rival PU manufacturers, and the FIA confirmed the introduction of a hot engine test, as previously, the compression ratio was only measured at ambient temperature. That was originally set to come into effect from August, but has since been brought forward to June. According to information from our reporter back at Bahrain testing, depending on who is speaking, the performance advantage from this closing loophole ranges from negligible to several tenths per lap. Hopefully it's just pure power, and we've got to do a better job, Hamilton continued. But if it is a compression thing, then I will be disappointed that the FIA allowed that to be the case, that it's not to the book, and I will be pushing my team to do the same thing so we can get more power. Since this new hot test is coming in June, it was pointed out to Hamilton that Mercedes would only have a few months with whatever advantage it may or may not have. If they have a few months of that, then the season's done, Hamilton replied, before clarifying, not done, but 7 races, a few months, you lose a lot of points with a second behind in quali.